your seatbelt. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
Chrissie is hilarious.
Chrissie, have you ever heard of the comedian Basha K. Ali?
No, that sounds like something you yell out before you blow up a plane.
30 seconds remaining.
But you know what, good to say I dabbled in stand-up or something. I haven't been disrespectful to you at all.
I was very confused by the title, Everything Everywhere All at Once, because that's also what we call it when Ash takes off his shirt.
I shouldn't be up here. I should be in school on the other side of the ocean.
Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to a very special live stream. I'm your host, Chrissie Mayr. We will be doing a live watch along of The Hill covering Eliza Bleu. The live stream they're about to do is called Who is Eliza Bleu? Anti-sex trafficking Twitter activist scrutinized, in all caps, by former allies. And you can see there's a live chat there as well. In the Hill's YouTube, there's obviously a live chat here as well. But before we kick things off with The Hill, I'm going to go through a couple of my dates. Guys, this weekend is DabbleCon. This is very long awaited in the world of Stuttering John fandom. It's this weekend. It's tomorrow at Comedy at the Carlson. Tomorrow is the stand-up show, Comedians of the Dabbleverse. Then on Saturday, we got a jam-packed schedule with live podcast tapings. Shuli Egar will be doing his Uncle Rico show. Carl will be doing Who Are These Podcasts? I know Anthony Cumia will be there as well. Myself, I'm not quite sure of the schedule, but it's going to be a lot of fun. Plus a meet and greet and the first ever Dabby Awards. I can't help but think that they were inspired by the Content House Awards. Then I'm going to California, headlining Pasadena Thursday, February 23rd. Lila Hart will be opening for me on that day. This whole weekend in California, I'll be with Lila Hart. Then we're heading to San Diego the 24th and 25th of February. I'll be at the Mic Drop Comedy Club. Then heading to Staten Island to do The Reef at Paradise Island, April 7th. Then Saturday, April 8th, I'll be in Jersey headlining Tiff's Ale House, also known as the Dojo of Comedy. Then I'll be heading to Dallas. Yes, the tickets are finally up for Dallas. I'll be doing 2 shows Friday, May 5th, 2 shows Saturday, May 6th at Hyenas Comedy Club in Dallas. One of my favorite clubs. All different times. Then I got Anime Matsuri. Simcast will be at Anime Matsuri. We'll have a booth. We'll have a panel. We will be there. I don't know exactly who yet. August 10th through the 13th at the George R. Brown Convention Center. Then I'll be headlining in Houston that Friday, August 11th at the Secret Group. Tickets are available for all these shows. Go to ChrissieMayr.com. And let's hang. Yes, let's hang in real life, make subtly racist jokes with each other, drink, have fun, all that good stuff. Oh, I forgot to send the link to Nina. Let me do that. Nina Infinity will be gracing us with her presence. She had a very busy birthday weekend. Okay. Cool. Come whenever. Okay. Nina has been invited. All right. Enough about me and my shows. Back to the reason why we're all here. Now, The Hill. What is The Hill? Is The Hill normally very leftist? The Washington, D.C. site. They cover normally just politics.
Hey.
Nina's here.
Hi.
Hi. I hope you have your tea ready.
Well, I have my sparkling water, and I just got home from being trafficked. I don't know if you saw.
Oh my God, you were trafficked Jesus,
Yeah,
Nina, we're
girl.
gonna have to set up a GoFundMe right away for you.
Girl, I posted a picture. I'm in Mexico. I was in traffic. It was bad.
Oh my
I was
God.
like, "Oh my God, send help." I don't know if you saw it or not, but here it is if you want to quickly share it.
Oh my God, look at you. This is you're a survivor, Nina.
Girl,
That's
it
what
was
you are.
bad. I know. I feel like I'm such a survivor now.
The ground was wet and everything.
I know.
How was your birthday weekend?
It was good. It was good. A lot of good times. My mom came. She just left. Shout out to my moms. She's on
Oh
the
my
plane
goodness.
now.
This is Eliza's real-time follower count, courtesy of socialblade.com.
Oh my God.
Oof. Oh
How
God,
much did
yes,
she drop? I don't even know what's going on. Hold on. Oh my God, she's
so
lost a
much.
lot.
It's been really bad. She's bleeding out. It all started she had a positive day
Oof.
January 20th with +90, but then immediately a -380 on January 21st. This was the aftermath. It's over 1,600 on the 22nd, another -163 on the 23rd, another -279 on Tuesday. Wednesday, boof, a big hit of -1356. Thursday, -435. Friday, -1806. Saturday, all right, took a little bit off, only a -243 on Saturday and -329 on Sunday. But boy, were we back in action on Monday the 30th with a -2,293, and gosh, almost just as much that this Tuesday at a -2,279. Monday and Tuesday, truly brutal days for Ms. Eliza
Wow.
here. Then we have Wednesday, 619, but then we see on Thursday this is the full aftermath of the Daily Beast article, I believe, because on Thursday we have a negative count of -3,239. So a devastating blow to Eliza's Twitter account after that Daily Beast article dropped.
Wow. I also heard from the Quartering, shout out to the Quartering on his Twitter feed that she's deleting a lot of tweets. So that's
But why would she
happening.
delete tweets? What
I
did
don't
she ever
know.
have to be? She's a survivor. She has nothing to hide.
She has nothing everything
She's
she says is true. I don't
Yeah, she's
know.
speaking her truth. It doesn't matter if it's true or not. It's her truth.
Mhm. Just like Pfizer speaking their truth, like it's just it's the
Yeah.
truth. Like,
It's
God, it works ish.
Oh my God. So this is The Hill. They're pretty leftist. The chat agrees they're pretty
Yeah.
leftist. Thoughts on how they might cover this? Because they're set
It's
to
weird
start
though.
in 4 minutes.
The Hill is not okay. The Hill is weird. Sometimes they're leftist. Sometimes they cover some really good stuff. Like they were covering some really good trucker convoy stuff, both on the Canadian side and the American side, which not a lot of people were covering. The Hill was covering that. They covered some very early pandemic news, like in terms of like, the hospitals being full and stuff like that. They kind of debunked a couple of those stories, and they got a lot of shit for that. I think it was the Hill. I'm pretty sure it was the Hill. So it's weird. I think it depends on the reporters that are working there and what stories being covered, kind of thing. But the Hill's kind of like hit and miss sometimes. Like sometimes they'll get some really good stuff, and sometimes it's like, ooh, like that's a bad take. So
Okay. Yeah. Agunda. Oh, way to have a name I can't pronounce. Aguna Kokoturu says The Hill is liberal, not leftist.
mhm.
Belbro thinks The Hill is anti-establishment, a lot of times not necessarily leftist.
Agreed.
So they
Yeah.
could have some fair reporting here.
Yeah, they could. I think they might because, like I said, they've done some great reporting sometimes. It really depends on the topic that they're covering, and I've enjoyed their some of their coverage, especially during the pandemic when no one's talking about certain things. The Hill was, and I was very impressed.
But you know what, the hill that I want to die on is free speech, Nina. Did you know that?
Oh, yeah.
Just like me and Eliza, we're both dying on the hill of free speech. Matthew Hammond, thank you for the super chat. I am over Eliza Bleu, but appreciate the grift. Get it, Chrissy. I am going to a special theater showing of Groundhog Day tonight. Ooh, that sounds good.
Ooh.
I feel you, Matthew. I am also over it. I
Same.
was Nina, I was saying on my morning show that I just happened to like peruse through my old DMs with Eliza, like back from 2020. Most of it was 2020 and 2021, but we still like kept up like in 2022 last year. And I really underestimated like how often we were chatting. Like we were very friendly. Like we were like talking like friends do, and just like,
Wow.
hey girl, miss you. What's up? And she was constantly sending me tweets, like a lot, like always sending me her tweets, I guess I assume to retweet and to boost.
Right.
And I started to hear from other like more high profile people that are starting to talk more about this and DMing me about it. And they kind of say the same thing, that they had been DMing them tweets to retweet on her behalf. So I guess that was what she spent a lot of time doing on Twitter, was just befriending people, getting in people's DMs, sending them tweets, telling people, oh, I'm telling everyone how hot you are. Oh, I'm putting in a good word here. I'm putting in
I
a good
wonder
word there.
how many DMs, like pics she sent people, and then and then is gonna claim like you trafficked me because you.
Well, my guess,
Or-
and I'm probably not the only one to come up with or say this, but I think she's going to spin this like any negative coverage of her is due to Andrew Tate supporters wanting to discredit the Andrew Tate survivors. I think she's going to link herself with him, because I saw something come out saying, oh, Andrew Tate has owned, like, not bots, but proof that looks very much like Andrew Tate has his own bot army, basically, to make it look like he's got all this organic support, but really he doesn't, and that they're bots, and that he's rigging the system somehow.
Oh, well, I always thought that she's gonna come, like at some point there's gonna be an angle, and I thought that was gonna be the angle that Tim Pool's guy came out with, was that basically I'm being attacked by like right wingers, and like the quartering is such a right wing, blah blah blah, and so is Chrissie Mayr. She's now like all right wing now, blah blah. You know what I mean? Like just like it's
Yeah.
all right wing hostile people.
Oh my god, it's starting.
It's starting. It's so loud.
Should we make ourselves small?
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, I'm an
Okay,
icon.
We are now small. Okay. I wonder how long they're planning to go, and I wonder who's going to be reporting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I imagine it was
I don't
going
want
to
to be
be.
big.
I imagine
Yeah.
it's going to be the people that was on the thumbnail.
Oh, okay. Should we mute ourselves? Oh, thanks, Dan Halen, for the super chat. Eliza looks like trans Milo Yiannopoulos in that picture.
Oh no.
No, you got to comment here and there to keep it transformative.
All right, we will be commenting here and there to keep it transformative, of course.
We'll do that. Hi, filing cabinet.
Respecting at all times the YouTube rules. Thank you, Mama Susan.
Hell yeah.
Davicissy, thank you for the super chat. Put in time out on Carlin's live chat after being a longtime supporter for disagreeing on this topic. So going around to every channel she has an issue with and giving them money. Therapeutic. Oh, thanks, Davissy. You're welcome here anytime, whether you super chat or not. I feel bad for her. I think she's a kind of a sad person.
She's definitely a lost person.
Yeah, bless her heart, I think.
Bless her heart, yeah. Good Lord. I can't believe this thing hasn't ended. Like I really thought that it was going to be over by now.
It would blow over?
Yeah. It just keeps going. It's like the Energizer Bunny. And Britney's still not free yet, right?
Britney's still not free. I can't see them letting her back on, because that means they have to admit that they were wrong, and that it was bullshit, that Eliza didn't, that those weren't non-consensual.
Here we go.
Here we go.
From her interviews with popular
where's the
figures,
popcorn?
including Tim Pool, Ben Shapiro, Dr. Drew Pinsky, Michael Malice. You also might know Bleu through her interactions with Elon Musk and their apparent collaboration in the Twitter CEO's push to remove child pornography and other illicit content from the platform. However, both Bleu and Musk have recently found themselves in the middle of a censorship controversy involving embarrassing photos of Bleu's past, which some people say discredit her alleged history as a sex abuse survivor. Multiple accounts who posted these photographs have been temporarily suspended from the site, calling into question about Musk's claims to favor free speech on the platform.
They could have gotten a better picture of her.
Now, 2 former friends of Eliza Bleu claim that she is exaggerating her experiences for attention and clout, telling the Daily Beast, quote, "It's making a lot of her old friends around here really angry," said Carly Wenzel, who claims to have known Bleu for 2 decades, adding that she's completely lying. Robbie, you've been keeping up with this a lot more than I have. Help me understand what's going on here.
So there's a lot going on. And I would not just kind of, without any pushback, except reporting from the Daily Beast. I've had a lot of issues with their reporting in the past, but here they're talking about things I have observed as well in the Twitter sphere. There's a lot of frustration with this person right now, Eliza Bleu, including from what I would describe as sympathetic or former allies. So she portrays herself as an activist against sex trafficking and pedophilia, and she has claimed that she has had her own mysterious past of being sex trafficked, being forced to perform sexual abuse, that kind of thing. And she somehow really did get Elon Musk's attention. She's been interviewed on a number of right of center places, and she tweets a lot, and she drew Elon's attention and was, I think, very informally, like where you can see it on Twitter, advising him on what accounts are bad, confront sex trafficking on the platform, confront pedophilia on the platform. I think she was very instrumental in calling his attention to Yoel Roth, that former Twitter content moderator who had written something that was kind of provocative in the past about hookup apps or gay hookup apps and the ages of the people on it. And she I think drew attention to the fact that a lot of people might have had issues with that. I don't like how that was characterized, and I think it was kind of unfair to him, but she was involved in all that. Fast forward to now, some independent accounts have drawn attention to her, including Michael Tracy, who's an independent journalist whose work I think is often quite good, as well as Katie Herzog, co-host of this Blocked and Reported podcast with Jesse Singal. I cite them all the time. They're really good, objective reporters. They're very thorough. Look, there are a lot of questions about whether she was actually a victim of sexual trafficking.
Why is it? I'm struggling to understand why this is relevant and why, like, obviously anybody misrepresenting their past, okay, but her being an advocate against, child pornography, pedophilia, whatever, sex trafficking seems.
I think she's done a lot of clout chasing on the basis of I'm a victim, and then people.
Good response.
People were finding and circulating videos of her that were very softcore, inappropriate kind of skimpy outfits type thing.
Which no one cared about until she started censoring people.
It was, I believe, I'm being very careful with my words. I believe the accusation is that she was not sex trafficked. She was involved in kind of
consensual
cam type stuff, performing
consensual
type
regret.
stuff. It was not. She was not abducted. She was not imprisoned or held against her will.
Are those mutually exclusive? I mean, isn't the whole conversation around Andrew Tate is that he's being accused of inducing women to perform on camera so that he can profit off of their
Andrew Tate's brought up immediately
products.
Don't make it about
so
Tate,
she has
make it about
friends of hers from that time period that she claims she was a sex trafficking victim are interviewed in that Daily Beast piece saying she was never a victim of sex trafficking.
And that she tried to recruit them.
And so we credit
things
into sex work.
What those friends say, we're not worried at all about I mean, I guess you are saying that you're worried. You're not taking this at face value. There could be some conflict of interest there, an interest in them being less famous or whatever.
So she's playing the devil's advocate.
She's also trying to suppress. So she has gotten, and this is the censorship aspect. So people asking questions about this, sharing some of those photos, so she's saying those photos were taken of her non-consensually, but there's no evidence of that. It seems pretty clear, that was just her thing previously.
Consensual.
And she has gotten Elon to ban accounts calling attention to that, saying, well, wait a minute, you said this is not consensual, but this was posted on YouTube for a long time under a clear, it couldn't have been posted if it was not consensual. And she's getting those people banned.
What do we know about of sex trafficking? What has she specifically said happened to her?
So she didn't say specifically what happened to her.
Okay, so because I'm reading an article, I was just trying to Google
I wonder
Google it real
if
quick,
she's
and, this one article says,
to be dumb,
Eliza
or
was
she really
sexualized for
is.
9 years
I think
total
she's
before
playing
gaining
the
the courage
devil's
to attempt to
advocate to
escape one night from her apartment.
that.
But it doesn't go into any detail. So has she in fact said, I was sex trafficked, I was, held hostage in this building for this number of time by these people, and has she described it anyway, or has she alluded to being kind of a victim of sexual exploitation?
Did you read the article?
And maybe not corrected the public when they read more into it?
I think it's more the latter, yes.
Yeah, talk about the article.
The whole thing is so wishy-washy.
Yeah, but this is someone, and the reason we're talking about it, this is someone who has Elon Musk's ear and who has been able to get, at her personal discretion, accounts banned, including for scrutinizing her. She's had a lot of input on how Twitter has handled various issues. She has his attention.
So this is.
I don't think she's used her power and influence for good, and I don't think she's honest about what happened in her background.
Right. So this is kind of being framed as a critique of Eliza Bleu, but it's irrelevant. It's really a critique of this pattern of behavior from Elon Musk of following random acquaintances from Twitter and using their advice to design Twitter policy as opposed to something that's more objective and substantive.
Yeah. So right now, a lot of people who like Elon Musk, who are on board with new Twitter, are calling her out and trying to get him to realize that this was not a good faith person. This is in fact a grifter.
Good point, Brad.
Excellent.
Which I think is very likely to be the case.
Yeah.
Well in this entire debate.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I can make moral judgments about a person on Twitter misrepresenting themselves, but it does seem to me to be the onus is on the person who would design a platform policy based on somebody's representation on an app. Is she who she says she? Do we know her real name?
No.
Is she kind of a persona? Is she like?
She knows. She knows it's not her real name.
She knows.
She knows.
This is so thorny. I mean, the kinds of things.
Knows.
I don't even know. I mean, it's not that I'm trying to let her off the hook for her misrepresentation, but it's we wouldn't even care about any of this if it weren't for the fact that one of the most powerful, richest men in the world is using her as a sounding board.
Well, I mean, I would care, as I've said, and I brought my colleague at Reason, Elizabeth Nolan Brown, on to talk about sex trafficking and how that term has really been weaponized by law enforcement in all sorts of very bad ways. And people who scaremonger about the prevalence of sex trafficking, especially in the U.S. context, are often using junk statistics and are really just marshaling more law enforcement against consensual prostitution or things of that nature. They're never actually arresting sex traffickers. People have this idea that white vans drive around abducting people and chaining them and making them perform sex for money, and that in all of these stings that law enforcement does, always inevitably they end up arresting women, not the dudes, case, but the women. But she's giving voice to that kind of mindset.
Yeah. I don't know what to say. I mean, do you have a sense of why? Is it just that the fans of Elon Musk are worried about how her reputational damage is going to negatively affect Elon Musk's reputational damage? But she was a popular person before this, right? She wouldn't have access to go on Tim Pool and do all these other kinds of things.
Just caught on to her grip.
And it's conservatives that have been interested in her and platforming her.
Yeah, she's been. I mean, depends how you describe these. Tim Pool, Michael Malice. She may or may not have been on Rogan. I can't quite remember. I think so. I don't know for sure.
It's fascinating to me.
Let me find that out while I have
this ideological commitment to, or this investment in this idea of hunting out pedophiles and groomers, and how this has become
I can't tell whether she's
on the right.
She was not on.
No, she wasn't on Rogan.
No, I'm sure that was her next move.
Again,
she wanted to get on there. She added
about her
because
it's not just to call out some. She's not some random person. She's someone who had Elon Musk's ear on this issue, and there are very legitimate questions about her background that I think it's good that people in this orbit of conservative, or whatever you want to describe them, online people, are calling out a bad actor in their midst. I think that's to be commended, actually. Someone who's having a policy impact.
And has Musk responded yet? Because he's very responsive on Twitter?
I don't know.
I saw him, kind of jump on and respond to this claim that if you lock your account, the algorithm will favor you again. He's notably responsive. So perhaps there's an interesting aspect of this if he's taken a longer time to
I'm locked out of Eliza's account now.
Push back against the critiques that have been going on here. So I'm sure you'll keep us updated, Robbie.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. We'll have more Rising right after this.
Because
okay, so
I went to look up her tweet, because there's a tweet of hers where she tweeted at Joe Rogan about trafficking. And she says it's a common mistake. Human trafficking activist Eliza Bleu corrects Joe Rogan on this mistake about Jeffrey Epstein scandal. It's like a whole thing. So anyways, I went on the tweet and then I clicked the profile and it says her account's protected now. So I can't see her tweets anymore.
She privated all her tweets. She privated her tweets 1 hour after the Daily Beast article came out.
Oh, wow.
Yesterday morning. So she was like, oh, I guess I'll try this out now.
Wow.
Now that this kamikaze of an article is coming out, I guess I'll try this. We'll see what happens here. So I don't watch this show normally, but it's also a lot. I mean, that was what, a 20-minute segment. It's a lot to explain in just 20 minutes. Like you honestly really do need a ton of visual aids. You need to play clips from podcasts. Like, sure, some people could argue, oh, they're taken out of context, but the context is all of it. It's the fake names. It's the different personalities over the last 15 years. It's denying that her father is Richard Morthland, like a MAGA, congressional person. I don't know. He's some kind of politician
or something. Yeah.
She's not she didn't grow up in the ghetto. Her mother was the dean of a school and her dad is in politics. So
oh my God, did you read that part in the article? It was like the friends they were not in the ghetto. They were like the whitest girls.
Yeah, she was in a nice apartment in a cute neighborhood. The non-consensual images of her, which were actually public screenshots of public video on World Star. Like this is all so much to explain. Like he could have spent 20 minutes just pulling up receipts without her saying a word. But it's like, of course, they have to get through it in a certain segment of time.
Yeah.
It's so much. And then there's like all the deep dives into like her shady associations with like Annie Dunawald, who's like currently grifting 50 grand for a roof, which is actually almost the exact amount that her parents are suing her for because she tried to sue them, claiming
oh my God,
that
I didn't know about any of this.
Sex trafficked kids. Yeah.
Dude.
I think people are starting to do deeper dives into that part of it. It's not good. Yeah. He could also have thrown in there, like this is grifting in multiple ways, not just off the internet, not just clout grifting, not just clout goblining, as Jeremy likes to say, but asking the internet to pay for her pandemic vacation, to pay for her travel expenses to Freedom Fest and other conventions.
Meanwhile, this Humanity House thing that she claims she's made is like nowhere to be found. No one knows where this is. Like, it's possibly that, the quartering is thinking maybe it's her father's land. It could be, but no one actually knows. So where's the money going that she claimed to take to give to these charities that she made? Blah, blah, blah. So
yeah.
There's a lot.
Belbro says it was a 6 out of 10. They should have researched it better. I mean, it's tricky. Imagine like you or I or any of us were put on a desk. Boom. You have to do a segment on Eliza Bleu. Go. What are you gonna say? What can you say in 15 minutes? And it's unless you're like obsessive autistic or like one of us that has been following this closely over the last 10 days.
It almost felt like she didn't I don't know if she had actually read the article or not. Like that.
No, yes, hold on. Watch this clip.
I'm sitting here and I hear a boom. So I come outside.
What is this?
And the roof fell off.
This is Annie Dunawald. This is who Eliza credits with saving her.
Oh.
I believe in miracles. I need you guys to help me with this miracle. We need to all come together, raise this money, and get this mess fixed. Go to evesangels.org. It's end of year giving. All your money that you donate is tax deductible. We're a 501c3. Please help us. Happy holiday.
Oh my
Still
God.
grifting for this
yesterday
money.
I'm sitting here and I hear a boom.
Oh my God.
So I come outside.
So is the Hill thing over now?
And
Was
the
that
roof
it?
fell off.
Do we think they'll get
Or are
back
they
to
coming
it?
back?
That's it. Wow, underwhelming.
Really? That was kind of disappointing.
I believe in miracles. I need
A
you guys to
lot
help me
more
with
could
this
have been
miracle.
said.
We need to all come together, raise this money, and get this mess fixed. Go to evesangels.org. It's end of year giving. All your money that you donate is tax deductible. We're a 501c3. Please help us. Happy holiday.
Wow. Okay, it's interesting because if you go onto the Hills YouTube channel, they have already, I don't know if they've clipped it or like how they get their content up, but they already have this Eliza Bleu segment up on their YouTube page. It's like a 10-minute, 44-second segment.
It was already up. It was a premiere.
Oh, so they already packaged it. It was just a premiere. Okay.
Oh.
But they have not, the comments are all let's see what people are saying about this already, because who's going to be in these comments. All right, 18 minutes ago. Why can't this woman see how wrong it is for Eliza to say she was trafficked when she wasn't? Because probably she doesn't want to get into. She did say, like, where is the proof? Has she said what's happened to her?
I mean, see, that's the part where at first I thought she was playing the devil's advocate, and then the more she talked, I was like, did she read the article? Because the other guy clearly knew what the fuck was going on, and then she just started saying shit that was like, well, yeah, that was in the article, and I was talking about how she claimed certain things and how she was hooked on ice and blah blah blah, and like the timelines doesn't fit, and then her friend was like, she was never hooked on ice, and like blah blah blah. So
right, if they. And I wonder how this works. It's each of them preps different articles and then present them, like they switch on and off. So maybe he was the one who found this and was like, we got to talk about this. And she just, of course, it would have been way better if they both had read the Daily Beast article and at least watched a couple of videos. But it sounded like she was hearing it for the first time.
Yeah.
Generation X says, I saw the video and she is not anti, just the opposite. This must have been about the pedo stuff. No, this isn't Elon. This is about how Eliza lied. This woman needs to do her research. Yeah. But people only care about her because of her connection to Elon. Like, people that are outside of our like little YouTube world, why would they care? People lie every day about who they are. Why would we care about this? Oh, because she's tight with Elon.
But it's not even so much that it's like, okay, she lied about her background or whatever. It's more like she lied about her background and then decided to go on a fucking tantrum and ban everybody who even asked her about it, like who even remotely brought it up or even shared links to things. Like, it's just like, that is the part that most people have a problem with, because if you're a hoe or whatever and you have a shitty past, like, who cares? Like, you lied about it, whatever. Like, people can forgive. Like, people can be forgiving. If you had taken the time to just be like, yeah, like, own my shit, whatever, I'm sorry, Brittany, I didn't mean that, blah blah blah, done. Like, nobody cares. Now it's done. Like, it's a different
right.
story
I
now.
don't think they should be going hard on Elon, but people who already hate Elon are going to go hard on him. They should be going hard on Ella Irwin. She's the person who's allowing these accounts to get banned and censored.
Right.
She's the one who I'm sure Eliza complained to and had links taken down, videos taken down, people censored and banned. So it's like, Elon's not sitting there being like, should we ban Camelot 331? Right. No, he's out doing Elon shit. He's
and you could tell
or something.
And you could tell, Chrissy, by the tweets, like the time that Ella girl, or whatever her name is, she would tweet out like, Twitter safety rules, it's suspending so-and-so's because of blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden it's like, Eliza's retweeting that. And it's like, clearly like they're in touch and clearly they're talking about this. And clearly action is being taken on behalf of Eliza from the head honcho of Twitter safety. So this, yes, of course, like, she's the one that has to be questioned because, like, I mean, Elon Musk put her in charge. Like, she's the new Yoel Roth or whatever. So now that there's questions to be answered. And if like she's basically not up to the job, then yeah, she's got to be fired. Like, she has to be fired just like Yoel was, because in that way, that means that, Elon Musk didn't do his due diligence then. Like, I don't know.
Right. This to me just says, oh, this is a very public example of why Ella G. Irwin should be fired, because she's compromised, because clearly some skank weasel was allowed to worm her way in and affect policy.
Yeah, and it's like usually I'm not one to like call for people to get fired or whatever. Like I'm not that kind of person to be like, oh yeah, like I want to take this person's livelihood away and like get them canceled or whatever. But it's like when you're like completely incompetent at your job because you were hired to do one thing and you could not do that thing, like be impartial and like be
Yeah.
just like
But here's the
not do
thing.
the things that the past administration did, and then you do the exact same thing. It's like, I'm sorry, but no.
It's very hard for people to be impartial. Think about like everybody who's platformed Eliza who still hasn't spoken out. Even when I had Clint Russell on the other day, he was like, damn, I really thought she was my friend. Like he still was saying she's my friend, we're friends. And I'm like, when's the last time you guys talked? Like, just like, cause
Shout out Yellow
I
Flash.
thought, what's up, Yellow Flash? Are you still banned?
What's up, buddy?
I thought I was a friendly acquaintance. I wouldn't say friend because it's like if I was about to like break down in tears, she's not going to be the first 10 people I would call if I had like, a mental breakdown or something. But we were very friendly acquaintances, and I checked through my messages with her, my old DMs with her. I'm like, wow, we chatted a lot. And what was like a little bit heartbreaking is like, wow, I sent out one tweet saying Venti did nothing wrong. I hope Eliza can see that, and that earned me a block. So it's like,
immediately.
oh, you are definitely not her friend. And I texted her nothing. So it's like, oh, I'm the asshole who thought like maybe we'd have a conversation about what's going on. But it's
Yeah, like
nope.
maybe you were trying to be a human being and an adult and like reach out to her as a human being and as someone like who kind of knows you and like who's talked to you. It's like imagine if you and I had that spat. Like, you know what I mean? Like I had something like a disagreement. Like you would hit me up and be like, yo, like Nina, like I don't know what happened, but let's clarify this. Let's talk about this, or like something like that. And I'd be like, no, fuck you, blocked. Like it's like
yeah,
what the hell? Like that's
especially
crazy.
because me, Eliza, and Venti all did an episode of my podcast together. I had them both on to talk about human trafficking. So she knows Venti. She's done at least one episode of something with her. So it's like you can literally see why I'm asking. This is my friend. I feel the need to be involved. It's fucking ridiculous. And I don't want to see this spun to be just an attack of Elon because he didn't have time. He came right in. He probably didn't have the most, he might not even be doing the interviewing. He might even be filling these positions. He just probably knows, okay, get the old guard out. And didn't this woman used to work for Amazon? So maybe he had somebody else do the vetting or the interviewing. And that's the thing is everyone is human. That's why I brought up all people became friends with her because she seduced people. I'm looking through my old text. She's like, oh, you're so pretty, like out of nowhere, bringing it up. And like, so she's peppering in these compliments in her chatting with people. We know she's flirting with men because when Michael Malice asked her a question, she was like, can we just talk about your book? Bat, the eyelashes, you see how she is in her podcast with men versus her podcast with women. Like she is turning on the charm. She is using her sex worker skills in these podcasts, or let's call them transferable skills. Okay. She has transferable skills that she took from her escorting days, and she is seducing and charming the whole internet.
Well, she uses a lot of neurolinguistic programming to speak in certain ways so that you think, first of all, that she's smarter than she is, and second of all, to be able to kind of like spellbind you into understanding or into thinking a certain way and thinking of her in a certain way because she's trying to paint this image. So it's all very, very sociopathic and narcissistic. But that being beside the point, I'm just over the fact that this woman has just gone on to censor so many people, and like no one, especially the right-wing media or whatever, who are like just die on, like I love free speech. Like people aren't saying shit. These people are not saying shit, and I'm very disappointed about that.
I understand why people aren't saying anything about it because you really never know. It's also there comes to be people have their different sense of the tipping point. Like, at what point do you have to say something? And a lot of people clearly are not feeling like they have to say something because they're just like, all right, I'm not involved. Like, people think that just having them on their podcast doesn't involve them, that they don't, you don't have to speak for the actions of everyone who's ever done your podcast, right? Like, I've had Gavin McGinnis on my podcast, and there are people who will come after me and be like, how dare you have this Nazi on, or how dare you have what's that guy? Rams Paul on. How dare you have Kumia on? How dare you have Ann Coulter on? And then did you know she did X, Y, and Z thing? Or how dare you go on Megyn Kelly's show? She was against Trump. So it's like I feel that like you should not have to speak for everyone you've ever worked with on everything. But I had her on 4 times, and she went after a friend of mine and Quartering, the Nickelback of internet news. So everyone loves Quartering. He's just, everyone knows and enjoys him. So
he's a big teddy bear, the Quartering.
And we could see what was happening was really fucked up. So
yeah, it is. And it is fucked up. It is fucked up. It's just, and it's like what you're saying. I mean, I think that it's not so much that you have to come and clarify, like if you've had her on your show or anything. Like, I'm not even talking about people who've had her on their show. I'm talking about people who are political pundits that talk about free speech, and especially Twitter censorship of free speech with regards to the old guard and everything like that. I mean, you look at the Twitter files and then you'll see all these names that are constantly saying and spouting off the same thing, how people were banned over whatever reason. And then from the old guard, and now nothing. Silence. And these people were the people who were liking tweets, who were retweeting her, who were, they were about what she was saying. Sorry if you want to get the super chat.
No, I loved the tangent you were on. GJJ, thank you for the super chat. As a dumb guy, as a pretty woman asks for money sometimes, I just give it out. Crap again. Oh, fell for it. Now I gotta show you a nip. And I also think there's a big fear in a man. I think a lot of men are just like, oh, I don't want to touch it. A lot of men don't want to be seen looking like they are not, like basically calling privately. Yes, tons of men are calling women out on their bullshit. There's a huge, Me Too backlash. There's a lot of men that are just like, yeah, why is everyone hating on men? This is just like, this has been the trend the last, people can argue since forever, but heavily the last 10 years or something, this anti-man trend. But no man wants to be like, let's see the proofs of your abuse. Let's prove that I don't think you were trafficked. And sometimes I think women can see this better. Like, I had Josie on, the redhead libertarian. She's just watching her having kind of like a normal conversation. She's like, look at her eyes. She's lying. And some people are very good at picking out little tells on a person. I'm able to tell, like, I can see where she's flirting and trying to distract. You watch enough of Eliza's interviews, you can tell when and why she tends to distract from a question. But she'll make it in a way that if you're not looking for it, you won't see it. You'll just think, oh, this is the way the conversation is flowing. But she likes to have the conversation flow away from personal questions about her into, oh, tell me about you. Oh, I love your book. Like, she will.
Yeah. And like when you start watching, obviously, because I wasn't watching enough of her content to know like what was going on with her until basically all this stuff happened. So now that I've watched a lot of it, I was immediately able to tell, like, for example, when she was talking about that clip, I think you and Frank posted about the pedophilia thing, where she was
from the Liberty lockdown.
Yeah. And she was like talking about like when that guy brought up the question, and immediately she went into this kind of like laughter mode. Like, she like smiled at the most inappropriate comment that not an inappropriate comment, like the most like what he was saying was such a traumatic thing that a normal human reaction wouldn't be to smile and laugh about that. It would be to be very concerned and kind of, especially if you're a trauma victim of said thing or, similar instances, you would be reacting very differently to that. So that's why I agree with you with regards to like her mannerisms and her actions. Cause like once you start paying attention, this woman like actually has given it away. Like, her tells are all there if you really start to pay attention to what what's happened.
And because there's so much nuance in this, and because the sex trafficking, just similar to rape, similar to all this stuff, is very fuzzy and hard to prove, people go, oh, they err on the side of like, let me not look like an unfeeling asshole by questioning somebody on their trauma. All the language we've put around this shit for the last, I'm not like disregarding actual trauma or victims of, people that have bad shit happen to them, but there's something about the language and the way in which we talk about these things which allows a lot of murkiness to just be okay. They're allowed to, like a trans person, just say, this is my buffer, I'm a victim, don't ask me any questions. It gets you kind of off the hook to answer questions, which is exactly the kind of thing that someone can take advantage of. Like, she knows she's dealing in an area where it's kind of looked down upon to ask questions. So this is a clip. I'm sure this is not the one you meant, but this is so hilarious the way that Frank edited this. So
oh my God, this I think this was part of what I meant, but it was when it was with the panel.
That the community and the child, if the child so desires to have intercourse with an adult, the parents, caregivers, and anyone that's, I mean, it's just what I just said. That would be up to, if the child,
even in this, she hates, if she feels like she's already answered a question, she hates to re-answer a question she feels like she's already answered. And it's like, sorry, girl, you're in the wrong line of work.
That's your job.
You're literally grifting and famous off of this story and your deal. So yeah, you should get used to having to explain this story like every day and be okay with it, because you've literally chosen to be a public figure on this subject.
Has desire, and if the community also decides that the person that they're supposed to have intercourse with is not using force, fraud, coercion, manipulation.
Why don't you have a seat there and get comfortable for that?
That
oh my God.
And like, this is not getting enough like love and like laughs because people are thinking this is a real clip.
Oh my God.
Ollie's back on Twitter. Congrats, Ollie.
Yay. I laughed at that. I thought it was hilarious.
Why don't you have a seat? Why don't you get comfortable? I love the Chris Hansen, like, go ahead, get a drink. Yeah. Like, there's something so like, oh, no. You're about to be annihilated. Go ahead, get yourself some water. Get a snack.
And somebody in the chat mentioned that laughter could be kind of like a defense mechanism for trauma. And that is very, very true. But knowing what we know now with regards to how much she's lied, and looking at those clips and interviews now with knowing what we know, that's when it becomes a tell, and you can realize how she's like straight up just, well, lying kind of, and also like her reactions are just not normal reactions.
So this is a funny clip. This was at Kumia's old house. We've had Chris Hansen on the Compound Media many times. This is like their, I guess, a little sketch they did. This is old, isn't this? This is from 2015. It's a doll. It's obviously a doll.
Yeah, obviously. What the fuck? Oh, Kumi is funny.
It's on the kitchen counter. I just have to go feed my cat. I'll be right back.
All right, I brought the stuff.
Wait, what is he supposed to be doing? Am I missing something?
Right.
Are you familiar with Chris Hansen at all?
All right.
No.
Oh no, Nina.
I'm sorry. Wait, is that the Catch the Predator guy? Yeah, I am. Yes, 100%. I love
I'll
him.
be out here. I have everything. Cookies look great. Can I help you with something?
Oh my God!
I'm having cookies.
You're having cookies.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yes.
Well, I was online and I found a friend.
A friend?
Cookie?
Oh, this
is
great.
And how old is this friend exactly?
Look at Garrett back there. And Keith.
How old? 13. Why did you think it was appropriate to come into this house in a beautiful suburb in Long Island to try to have an inappropriate relationship with a girl you thought was 13. Well, who the hell are you? Well, who are you?
What's
in the bag? What's in the
It
bag?
was a friend that
What's in the bag?
Well, I got some Seagram's Escapes.
So you thought that was okay to bring to a 13-year-old girl?
A wine cooler.
Without
What would you rather think? Scotch? Yeah, of course, Seagram's Escapes.
Anthony,
Yeah.
I know about your background. What do you do for a living?
Well, I was a shock jock, I guess, until now. Thanks.
Oh
This
my
kind of ruins the whole thing.
How did that work out for you?
Not too good. Not too good. I ended up getting fired. Not for what you think.
Well, what am I supposed to make of this?
Look, this is very embarrassing.
Well, it should be, don't you think?
Well, yeah, but look, I have a life. I have a family. Please, is there any way we can just not do this anymore?
Anthony, there's something you need to know.
What's that?
I'm Chris Hansen.
What?
And we're investigating grown men who try to have sex with young children. And you just walked into Hansen versus Predator.
Damn it!
Why don't you have a seat right over there?
Oh,
I can't
man,
believe
at
you
this
got
point,
him.
have
That's
a
hilarious.
seat.
Go to have a seat.
This
right
is
over there.
not
He
good.
just told me to
Sit
have
down
a
right next
seat.
Chris.
I gotta tell you,
amazing.
that's
Wow.
frightening. That is frightening.
Good to see
Chris
you, my friend.
Hansen,
Anthony, good to see you.
pleasure to have you.
Fantastic.
Cookie. Anthony's so funny. Yeah, we gotta get through a couple of these soups. Jerk off Juggernaut, justice for Brittler. I don't know. If I were her, I could understand deleting it just to get your account back. Like you're not gonna, I don't know. Not that you're not gonna win, but at this point we see how corrupt Ella Irwin is and everyone around them. Josh Law, thanks for the 5. Josh Law, Josh Lowe. Thanks for the 5. Brianna has some good takes for a former Bernie babe normally. Did I miss something? Okay, Jason. Oh, Brianna is the other
The Hill person, I think.
Jason J. My Twitter account was nuked last night for sharing yours, Jeremy, George's, and Farron's tweets. No way.
Oh no.
Here's the thing that I feel like they're getting people on. You can't be tagging Eliza and Ella, like, because they can make a case for harassment on that. So hashtag them or just like write their names at this point. Everyone knows who you're talking about. You don't have to tag the individuals. That's the only thing I can think of. But if you were nuked just for sharing tweets, that's fucking retarded. Patrick T, it's sketchy that Ben Shapiro won't comment. Again, he probably feels like it's drama and not newsworthy. What would make it newsworthy for them? I don't know if they found that she was defrauding charities or
Yeah,
if
money.
pedo, or if like she actually had proof of selling her friends or whatever. Like
I think the money. I think once the money starts, that's why I kept telling, Farron and the Quartering to just follow the money, because once you start doing that stuff, like once there's receipts of like actual money either laundering or basically like whatever, like stealing,
because for most people they don't want to cover the lying, the grifting, right?
Mhm.
Some people do want to cover it, like the Hill, for the censorship aspect, although they were like maybe a little bit clunky getting into it. But clearly someone who works there is interested in this, or else it wouldn't be like something they were talking about. So, okay, censorship, but like it's got to be more than that, because if you're speaking generally about like the right or the way that conservative news media reports, like, okay, censorship is not a new topic.
Exactly. Especially in recent months, like it's been just so at the forefront of like, the Twitter files and everything like that, and not like, and all social media too, not just Twitter, like Facebook, just all tech, or I mean, big tech.
And Eliza's connection with Elon is the only thing that uplifts her into like a newsworthy space. Because I don't think, would anybody be talking about this if she weren't buddy with Elon? No, it'd probably just be like us YouTubers, people who knew her, platformed her, people, and then you have all the people who have been like suspect of her for years now. But I think the reason why it has pushed through to the level of the Daily Beast and the Hill is because of the Elon Musk connection.
Yeah.
I wish people
so.
cared more about the censorship aspect, though.
I do too. That's why I'm very disappointed at some people that are not talking about it. They should.
Yeah. Van Vidal, thank you for the AED dollars. Hey, I'm a Tate fan and not a bot. I understand people may like him or not, but being a controversial figure is not a crime. Why are they using the CC footage? Do you mean closed captioning footage?
CC footage? I don't know what
Not
that
sure
means.
what that means. Diane Geese, thanks for the super chat. I can't believe I was just going to watch this on their channel. Thanks, Christy. Thanks, Diane. Mama Spumoni, she is a con artist who has her grifting friends back her story and she backs theirs. She will try and pretend nothing is happening. So so thank you for holding her feet to the fire. Thanks, Mama. What's this? Daddy Morthland? Daddy Blue? No, what is this?
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry. I think we got disconnected a second ago.
Okay. Hi. What's in my speaking?
My name is Evie Warner, and I'm the host of this really small podcast called The Chugi Show. And I'm calling because I'm concerned about some things, and I was hoping to help get some clarity here. I'm concerned about your daughter, Eliza, and some things that I'm seeing here. Are you in contact with your daughter right now?
I'm not granting you excuse at this time.
I really understand. It's just I really want to help your daughter. I'm concerned about her.
That's sweet.
It's just
yeah.
came out.
Well, okay. Let's put it this way. If she tells me to talk to you, I will have a conversation.
Okay. Fair enough.
You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
All right. You have a great
What
day.
did he say?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
He
You
said
too.
it.
Bye.
He said if she wants me to talk to you, then I will.
Oh.
That's sweet.
What?
Yeah. Well, okay. Let's put it this way. If she tells me to talk to you, I will have a conversation.
Okay. Fair enough.
You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
All right. You have a great day.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You too. Bye.
Could not have gotten off the phone
Wow.
faster.
I mean,
Wow.
that's fair. That's see, now I'm confused. That tells me that he is in contact with his daughter. That's what I don't understand.
Yeah,
How could he not be at this
So
point?
he has talked to her.
obviously. Who dropped this right now?
I'm a little confused here.
The Chugi Show?
I'm gonna
'Cause
retweet
he's obviously talked to his daughter.
Yes.
it. Mm-hmm.
He's not like, he doesn't sound shocked. He's like, oh my God. Because if someone said, like, the parents in here, oh, I want to talk to you about, like, your offspring, you'd be like, oh my God, is something wrong?
Right.
Are
No,
they okay?
he knows because they like went after that other article and they got it like unpublished.
You
too,
wouldn't go
so.
to straight deny. Oh, what is
Mm-mm.
this about? Right.
Yeah.
And they had the Red State article unpublished.
Yep. So he knows, and I think he like threatened them with a lawsuit. That's why they unpublished it. And it's really weird because all they did was just chronicle Twitter threads. They didn't even say anything like the Daily Beast article did because they went into the whole friendship thing.
Do we have a way back version of the Red State article?
I do, yeah. I had
Ooh.
bookmarked it.
I'm so still very confused by the Wayback Machine, but I have to embrace it.
Let's see here.
You know what? That's what I want for my birthday this year, a Wayback Machine. I just want my own little Wayback Machine so I can have it next to me and I can ask it things. I can be like, hey, go to Eliza's tweets from 2020. That's what I would do. Or I could put it in this little filing cabinet here. Shout out to Marshall Beaupre, who gave me my filing cabinet. It's full of fentanyl pills. I should really keep things in here. Joseph Brown, thanks for the super chat. Do we lose Nina? As a guy who has been watching for some time, she started to send the red flags to high mass. I started wondering what she was hiding. I know victims do. I stood up for her a couple months ago, like Christmas, New Year's, because the person that was had concerns just wasn't laying things out clearly that I could understand. So I get it. I totally denied it. I totally denied her sussiness at first. Van Vidal not using. Thank you for not using. Ghost Crusaders. Damn, Chrissy got more viewers than the quartering right now. No, come on. He's the king. Jeremy David. Oh, here it is.
Oh my god, I kept boomerang because I kept pulling up the freaking article on the StreamYard link, and I was like, God damn it.
from JGG from Jeremy David, Elon's learning a lesson, only hire conservatives. Thank you, JGG. Okay, I did this. Thank you again though. Okay, let's get into this Red State article.
And I posted it in the private chat for you too, so you can keep it for yourself for later. But this is basically the article. It just really just chronicles how it started, what happened.
Is Richard Morthland mentioned in this article?
Let's see. I don't think so. No, there's no, not even a mention of Richard.
Okay.
Or like, let's see.
No mention of Daddy, but do you think Daddy helped to get this taken down?
Yes, I absolutely do. I think that, either she or he, or in combination, whatever. Either way, the law was contacted. And yes, actually, the reason I know that it was him that had taken it down is because the guy who wrote the article, I believe, not the girl, but the girl
Brittany
told the guy
Sheehan.
that she was contacted by her father.
Brittany Sheehan said she was contacted by Richard Morthland.
Yeah, like she told her boss, like the Red State guy, and the guy said that we were contacted by.
Wow, yeah, that's brutal Brittany on Twitter. Wow.
Yeah, so this article was just basically like just a chronicle of everything that started, like how it started, why people were starting to question things, while Venti's tweets have been removed, one is still available. Like, it's just literally just chronicling what happened. Like it's not saying anything. There's Venti's tweets.
Hold on a second. I'm going to bring up this, keep this article up. I want to bring up the girl who wrote this article, her Twitter stream. Here she is retweeting. Or no, maybe she's retweeting her own tweet here, but this was a response. But she's not conservative. She's a Yang ganger who espoused a narco-capitalist ideology, including the removal of age of consent laws to be replaced by a community deciding when children can sleep with adults. Conservative where? So, wow, that's got to be conflicting. Okay, so this is off an Umbrella Guy tweet.
Oh, she was responding.
Yahoo News is spreading the Daily Beast article exposing Eliza. More outlets will follow exposing the lies. 2 journalists hold Elon Musk and Twitter accountable. Demand reinstatement of dozens of banned to silence this. They paid for this story. This is good. I mean, this has got to be conflicting. You write an article for your news outlet that is what you very much believe and feel like you have a lot of receipts for, but then it gets removed. So she sees the grift.
Absolutely. And I mean, like I said, it's not even like it was any hard-hitting journalism or anything. Like it was like, this is just a chronicle of what happened on Twitter.
Yeah.
And then they're like, we're threatening you with a lawsuit. Take it down.
Yeah. Just putting together what all of us have been putting out there since January 20th. Man, this age of consent clip is really, really screwing her over because this really took off. It looks bad. It's like multiple clips of her being like, no, we should all decide.
Yeah. In my utopia, like, little kids are banging fucking adults. Like, what? Bitch, do you know what utopia
She said, what's not liberal and ANCAP? Censorship, infringing private contracts and publishing rights, redefining fair use, stiffing others' incomes, weaponized policy, threatening force of the state. You took someone's property. When you took someone's property, shit ain't yours.
This is true.
Oh, so she is going hard on it too. Eliza versus Eliza. Here's one tweet where Eliza says from 2020, Do you align with Black Lives Matter area of interest, police brutality, trans rights, gay rights, sexism, patriarchy, environmental justice, economic injustice? Oh, environmental injustice, economic injustice, disrupting the nuclear family, getting rid of heteronormative thinking. Yikes. This must have been when Eliza was still finding herself, figuring out what point of view she was going to have. And this is 1 year later. You donated your money to Black Lives Matter. They bought mansions for themselves. Next time, donate directly to organizations that serve survivors of human trafficking locally.
Me!
Yeah, she is a local survivor. She's my favorite local survivor, to be honest.
Oh
The
my
world's
God.
most vulnerable Black girls and women will benefit greatly. And then me.
Oh my gosh, she should have just been like, me.
Wow.
Oh, no.
More hypocrisy. Pointing out by the very woman whose article was censored.
Dude, you should retweet that. That's good. That was a good one.
Just get people to look into them.
What?
Go to that first tweet about BLM.
Okay.
You don't think that's a bit of nuance?
You don't think this is her being hypocritical? You think this is her just asking people what they think?
I do. That's why she's got the link there.
So is she trying to say like they have a point? These are all things to pay attention to?
She's not even making a point.
She's not making a point. She's wondering how people are leaning that are following. This is a bait thing. So she can like basically see like the people who are following her, how they're leaning.
She's been consistently libertarian.
She's been consistently libertarian?
Yeah. I think she just wants people to see what they are standing for.
Okay.
Exactly.
So you don't think this is as damning?
No, it's not at all.
Okay.
The next one, though, that one was more interesting to me because she's like, why don't you donate to like local, like, anti-trafficking stuff? Like me, I have this thing called Humanity House.
Oh my God. Eliza on Utopian Intercourse for Maps.
That's the one that I was like, her laughter in that clip was just like, ooh.
Hillary Clinton-esque.
Yeah, it's weird.
I'm sick of people redefining shit this week. Gaslighting is an abusive tactic. You can sit there and defend abuse, but what a fucking hobby that is. Oh, man.
She's pissed, right?
She's pissed.
Yeah,
she had her
she's
article
pissed.
taken down. She's trying to do journalism.
I'm going to follow her. I don't know.
And technically, does that mean Red State would have had the proper first scoop?
Can you DM her, Chrissy? Does she follow you?
I
don't know whose page that is.
This is my page. I do follow her. She don't follow me, though.
I just followed her.
I should tweet at her.
I like how like there's two Britneys now involved in this.
Yeah.
This one's brutal, though.
What is?
Yeah, this one's brutal.
Oh, yeah. This was, some of you are new here. I was a DV victim. What does DV mean? Domestic violence. Domestic violence.
Ian so forth says Frank's bringing the nuance. Nice.
Damn, this is sad. I haven't seen or spoken to my daughter in 14 months because no court will claim jurisdiction. She's with my abuser. I've appealed to Nevada Supreme Court to have the case remanded to district. This was a year ago. Damn, I'm so sorry this happened to you, Brittany. No, but no wonder this pedo shit pisses her off so much. I mean, it pisses off most everyone with their head on straight, but
that's insane.
Damn. Okay, so she's a libertarian ganger. Or gangbanger.
God, I just can't stand liars, man. Hate liars.
Okay, we're back to your Red State article here, Nina.
Okay. Yeah, it's just basically like then they go into, or she goes into like how it started with the Defango thing, and then how like he basically got he was blocked by Eliza, and that's how he started it. He was like, fucking, I'm going scorched earth. And then there's the thread, which is of course gone now, by the way. Of course you can't go on here anymore because Defango's gone. And then there's more like tweets about people's reactions to that, and then there's Grifty's original accounts. So I was taken out, guys. I had to delete 20 tweets to get my account back. I'm not quartering. Nobody's going to war for me, so I had to cave.
See, at least the red state is focusing on the accounts that got censored. I love that they did this. I love that they mentioned no matter what size the account, here's who got screwed here.
And then like they posted the Ella Irwin thing saying that looks broken. Thanks for sharing the screenshot. We'll get it fixed. The replying to this guy saying, why does the warning list the actual rule? I've seen several now that will say specifically, but then no list the rule at all. This was in response to like when she started tweeting out about the new rules and why people were getting suspended.
Oh yeah.
And then same here. Thank you, Eliza Bleu, for hosting this Twitter Spaces event. Thank you for your partnership and your dedication to preventing harm to children globally. Just showing her connection to the Ella Irwin. This was from December 10th. And then, and so on and so forth. It's just basically chronicling the things that happen. And then I want to be crystal clear. I'll die on the hill of free speech in America. And like all the way down to basically how that Anna, that Star Wars girl, shout out to her, talked about, Eliza Bleu getting fact checked on her tweet about, being the publicly available image being taken out of context or whatever. It wasn't consensual. More tweets about that and so on and so forth. And that's basically the end of the article. And that's it. And then they took it down. They gave a notice. I mean, they put a legal notice. It was fucking crazy.
Yeah, they're hoping people are going to be like just confused by the legal jargon and be like, okay. And we've all noticed the correlation between. Well, I've been blocked from Eliza for a minute now, but the correlation between like her tweets and Ella Irwin's Twitter safety tweets, like starting today, this was yesterday, anyone can request that we review a suspended account for reinstatement under our new criteria. And like I've been hearing I'm in like a group chat where Camelot is in there, and he's literally playing a video of him trying to get back into his account and how, oh no, it was a tweet he tweeted out, and it's like, it's me trying to get back into my account, nothing. He's like, I filed again under the new appeals thing, and it was very strongly worded. Like, here's him. This was I guess from very early this morning, or technically last night or whatever. Can't log into the account, can't file and appeal, can't do anything. Not a big enough following for anyone to care. What a mess. It just like they won't even let him choose a verification method to proceed to the next thing. So it's been very
she should have, like, I mean, not that Elon Musk would care, but like, I think that if anyone does stuff like that, they should at least start hashtagging it, like, free Britney Venti or whatever, because at least when people start going into those hashtags, they'll see it more, and then they'll be able to like retweet it more, and it'll get more traction. But when you're just, especially when you're a small account like that, and you're just putting out there, yeah, like your voice is gonna get lost in the void. But somebody might see that, like, let's say Andy Go or someone, if they're keeping track of what's going on, they might see that, and then they might push it out, and then it'll gain traction, and maybe Elon Musk will respond to that.
Joseph, this is an interesting point. She must feel like a hunted animal right now. I kind of feel sorry for her. I sometimes feel sorry for her, but then I realized she had 11 days to respond. Like, she was instrumental in getting people banned and censored for 11 days before this Daily Beast article dropped. She could have at any point gotten her dumbass on camera and been like, here are all the concerns I've seen as I've been watching and following along. And here are like, or do a Q&A. If you're really concerned about clearing the air and your heart is in the right place and you care about your followers and your friends, yeah, you get your ass on camera. And she sat on her ass all of last week doing nothing.
Even Frost came out with a fucking interview now. It's like, wait.
Oh, right. No, I'm sorry. She didn't do nothing. She was busy accepting an award for being a professional victim. She got a very beautiful, clear award for being an advocate.
Which they weren't even able to show the highlights of her work at.
Right. They had no receipts to prove all of her very good Twitter work that she's doing.
Yeah. So
what?
much.
We didn't compile a list of tweets. Motherfucker.
There was so much that they got lost in it, Chrissy.
Yeah, it's just so much. They
It was
couldn't even just
overwhelming.
put it all together. Ghost Crusaders, thanks for the super chat. Tim Pool should have said something. Oh, should have something. After ignoring the Jack Murphy grift, he should have addressed this when it directly involves a fellow YouTuber getting banned over lies. I can understand, like, no show is obligated to address what they don't want to address for whatever reason. I'm sure he feels like it's more drama and not worth it.
Honestly, I think that the other funny thing that's coming out of this is what's happening with Cassandra. Like, I mean, that whole thing is also going like that's fucked up. Like the things that are coming out about her, and like that Cassandra being Tim Pool's booker. That like I mean, she's deleting tweets left and right. She's like
you
had
kept some receipts of that, and then she ended up she deleted all her tweets. I remember she tweeted like hi, and it was Eliza with Shane next to a truck when they were about to I guess announce they're going to do this article together. I just think as a booker of a show, you have to be careful.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying a lot of stuff is coming out about her that is not a good look, and I think Tim might be seeing these things, and that's why she's going on deleting sprees. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if she loses her
who knows?
job.
Like maybe was emotional and thought better of it. Like no one really knows.
Definitely.
Ian So4, thanks for the super chat. Enjoyed your interview with Constantine Kissin last week, Chrissy. Sorry this is awkwardly late. So anyway, no, thank you, Ian.
Oh, Ian.
Yeah, he's great. Constantine is a fascinating guy. Jefferson, it seems easier to see how Eliza uses people in like rungs up a ladder once you show her past in entertainment circles. I feel used. In hot water. Eliza Bleu got Crip Daddy suspended for a week. Yep. All he did was like retweet something or made a joke.
He just retweeted the list of the accounts that were banned. That's all he did. He retweeted
That's wild.
the list.
That's so wild. Has Eliza been on the Daily Wire or Blaze? She's been on she's been on Blaze. She was on
I thought you mean recently.
With Sydney and no, I think this was like in 21.
Yeah, she was. Didn't she go on You Are Here? I think she was.
She was on You Are Here, and she's been featured in many Daily Wire articles. I don't know if she's gone in person on any of the shows. Dan Halen, a term for someone lying about their past should now be known as a blue flag. That's funny.
Well, Anna named her a new one. Her new name is Eliza Lies.
That's funny. Elsa Barrett, thanks for the super chat. You already have a way back machine. His name is Frank. He's also a filing cabinet. Aww. Aww. Thanks, Porch. Thanks for the super chat. The energy and passion everyone has covering this story is so great to see. I compare you all to the writers and editors at the Washington Post during the Pentagon Papers controversy. Grassroots press. Oh my God. The fact that you compared us to a real newspaper is
crazy.
More than I deserve. Thank you, Porch. Oh, what's up, P-Dog Night? I saw you in one of the many Eliza Twitter spaces that happened. Was this week? Last week? It's all blending. She could have killed this on day one. Yes, just by saying, yeah, that's me. Those are things I did. I still believe in my mission. Exactly. If she could have
just one tweet.
She could have been like, you know what? I'm so sorry. I got venti censored. I got triggered. But yeah, I was a video vixen. It's something I did. And now here's where you can donate to sex trafficking or whatever. And people would have got off of it.
Yep.
But instead, she's like, oh, she thought, oh, fuck. What else are they uncovering? What other rocks are they kicking over? And that's what made people want to look into it more. CKCC, I'm sorry.
Effect.
Yep. I'm sorry. I can't stop laughing. I mean, what can you say? What was that even about? But thank you.
I think the Kumia.
Oh, yeah. Whew. All right. Well, we're happy to see The Hill cover it. It's good to see anybody slightly mainstream talk about this because the censorship part is pretty fucked up.
Well, the more and more people cover it, no matter how small the outlet is, they'll, other people will pick it up. They'll be like, oh, The Hill's covering this. Maybe we should maybe we should look into it now, or like whatever, you know. Either way, it's good to see it being covered by anybody. Like you know, a lot of people say, like, I know a lot of people are bored with this topic, but I think more and more people should still cover it. Like, I'm glad that, like, you know, Yellow Flash and Tug and everybody, you know, you guys are still covering it, because the moment we let our foot off the gas, that's when we're fucked. Like, that's when we're really dead in the water, because we're basically giving up. Like, we're basically saying, like, okay, you know, we're gonna lie down and take the censorship, and that's not true. At least I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, as long as new things come out to talk about, it's worth still talking about. And now it's like I see that it is gaining traction, because if it's on the Hill's radar, it's like, okay, the noise has been worthwhile.
It's getting there. We need more of that. So keep on freaking getting hashtag free Britney Venti trending, hashtag free yellow flash, all the hashtags. Just keep it going, guys. Especially Britney Venti, because Britney Venti is the one that started the whole thing. So a lot of people will be covering her anyways. Like they'll talk about it because they'll have to. It started with her. So keep that hashtag going. Get her trending again.
Yeah. Sometimes I forget to do the hashtags. That's a good reminder. Barkeed Bunker, thanks for the super chat. To all new and current content creators, never go against the internet. The internet is undefeated and will always be undefeated. Correct. And the internet never forgets.
Nope.
Thank you, Nina, for joining me last minute on this stream. You're the best. Hope you had a good birthday.
I did. Thank you. Thank you so much. And tomorrow I'll be covering good news on my channel to get away from this crazy-ish. You're always welcome to join me, of course, Chrissie Mayr. But yeah, I'll be on there tomorrow at 2 Eastern. So come and hang out with me. Let's talk about cute things.
I'm leaving bright and early to drive to Rochester, and then we have a stand-up show. So I won't be doing any kind of streaming or shows at all. Well, except for DabbleCon.
That sounds like fun.
It is fun. Yeah, it's fun. It's like a little convention. RS, you can always cover Ricky Vaughn's FBI persecution. That's a good idea.
Ooh.
All right. Thank you guys. Appreciate you for tuning in. We will
hashtag free Britney Venti.
What'd you say, Frank?
Should we raid someone?
Yes, let's raid someone. Who's live right now?
Who's live? Let's check.
Find someone that could use a boost.
Find someone who could use a boost. Zia Anderson is live right now.
Definitely.
She could use a boost, and I know it would tickle her just to say hi. Zia Land is her YouTube. ZIALAND. We love Zia, and in fact, it was her birthday yesterday.
Wasn't her birthday yesterday? Yes.
She deserves a raid.
Absolutely.
She's adorable.
I'm putting the link in the chat right now, guys. Go and raid her and say hashtag Chrissie raid. Here is oh my god, I was about to post it in like her chat. It would have been like, what?
All right, cool. All right, see you in Zia's channel. Thanks for watching, guys, and we will catch you next time.